Drawing units are set here in the Document Settings menu and can be changed at any time during the drawing process. For example, if I change this drawing's units from feet and inches to centimeters, any dimensions already on the drawing will change to reflect the new units. The dialog box is divided into 3 sections. In General Display, I choose the unit of measurement and how numbers are rounded when displayed on screen, such as in dialog boxes and the Object Info palette. I can also set which units will be used for area, volume, and angles. Dimension objects, primary, automatically take on the same units as set in General Display, but allows me to set a different rounding precision, as many users want to see full precision in the Object Info palette, but construction tolerances mean that dimension objects placed on the drawing should be rounded to less precision. Dimension objects secondary is an optional setting that is only used with some dimension styles. It is possible to have dimensions that display 2 units of measurement at the same time. In Vectorworks, scale is given to the design layers, and different layers can have different scales. Click on this button in the view bar to open the Layer Scale dialog box. Set the drawing scale and click OK. It's also possible to access this dialog box by right-clicking in the drawing area and selecting Active Layer Scale from the context menu. Normally, I'll draw with my layer set to the same scale that I intend to use for printing, although the use of viewports, which I'll discuss a bit later, means I can also set up views of the same drawing at multiple scales. For both placing and moving objects, it's important to understand the 2 coordinate systems used by Vectorworks. Cartesian coordinates use a grid of x and y, in which the x-axis runs horizontally and the y-axis vertically. Polar coordinates describe the position of a point by its length and angle from a start point. A line drawn horizontally from left to right has an angle of 0 degrees, and the angle increases as it's rotated counterclockwise. For the most part, objects are placed by positioning them relative to other parts of the drawing, but they can also be positioned with reference to the drawing origin, or absolute coordinates of the object. As you can see, in a Vectorworks drawing, the origin is typically at the center of the page, but it can be easily moved by clicking on the Set Origin button and dragging the target cursor to another location. Now, let's take a look at some basic drawing operations. All objects drawn in Vectorworks can be described as 2D, 3D, or hybrid. 2D objects have x and y coordinates but no third dimension. A unique quality of 2D objects in Vectorworks is that they are unaffected by a change in the viewing angle. The most basic tool behavior is that of lines or rectangles. Click in the drawing window, move the mouse to set the end point, and click again to finish. This behavior, in which I click once to start and again to finish, is controlled in the Edit pane of Vectorworks Preferences. Enabling click-drag drawing will change that behavior so that a line is drawn by pressing the mouse button, holding it down as you draw, and releasing it to finish. Although click-drag drawing is standard in some graphic programs, in Vectorworks it's better to keep this preference turned off. Holding down the mouse button while you draw means you don't have both hands free to type in sizes while creating the shape. While many objects are drawn with 2 clicks, other objects such as this arc require 3 clicks to define its shape. As you're learning the tools, notice many of the icons describe how the tool behaves. Here, each red square in the icon represents a click of the mouse. I can quickly toggle through the modes on the toolbar by pressing the U key on the keyboard. This shortcut works even if I'm in the middle of drawing and want to switch modes. For objects with multiple sides, such as polygons, polylines, and a series of walls, a click starts the object, successive clicks define more points, and the object is completed either by a double click for open-ended shapes or a single click for closed shapes. As I'm drawing, the message bar at the bottom right of the screen provides information about the cursor position. Numbers can also be entered in the floating data bar fields. With a tool selected, click in the drawing windows to start, then press the Tab key to activate the floating data bar. Enter a value and press Tab again to lock it in, moving through the fields to enter more values or accept the ones already entered. Repeated tabbing will move the focus through the fields, allowing you to change entries. When finished, press Enter to create the shape. Once drawn, all objects can be edited in the Object Info palette, with each object type having options specific to its geometry. See how I can quickly change the radius or diameter of a circle or the length of a line. The Object Info palette is particularly useful for simple 2D shapes. Mathematical expressions can be entered, such as simply typing +6 to add 6 inches to the length of this shape. Double-clicking on polygons and polylines enables the 2D Reshape tool. With this tool, I can push and pull individual vertex points to manipulate the shape.